and welcome into 2024 Heart Football Media Day. I'm your host today. My name is Jillian Carroll Latrinko. We are so excited to talk with our next group. So we are with William Woods University. They are preparing for their first ever season of football at William Woods. So in school history, this is awesome. Today we have with us head coach Julian Mendez, as well as student athletes Gabe Seary and Carter Holloway. Coach Gabe, Carter, congratulations first and foremost, and thank you for being here. We're really excited to learn about William Woods football, and we're going to just jump in. So, Coach, I'm going to come to you first. How has this process been for you, starting a football program from scratch, and now you're 30 days until the first ever football game at William Woods?
I mean, it's been something that, a year ago, I didn't know how quickly this point in time was going to come. It seems so far away when you think about starting from the ground up of, not even having anything of a t-shirt that said William Woods football on it yet, to showing up in equipment and talking about stadium design and everything that goes along with it. Obviously, the recruitment process of getting these guys here on campus. But to be here 30 days away from the first game, stepping foot on William Penn's campus, is a little surreal. Having some of our meetings and being able to be with the guys is something that brings a lot of excitement. That's excitement on this campus has been a lot of fun for this point.
Oh, I'm sure it's at an all-time high. What about this specific historic season is obviously amazing in itself, but how excited are you to be starting this program in such an established conference in the heart?
Yeah, I think that was one of the bonus parts to being able to do this once the Heart presented as an option of a conference. To me, spending a lot of my time in the Midwest, that was something that I was eagerly excited about with just such a historic conference. When you talk about top 25 teams, national championship runs, top three in all-time wins in NAIA history of programs. And it's something that creates a lot of rivalries from an aspect of location, of really bringing to light great football that is, here in that centrally located area. So it's exciting. It's fun. It's a little bit of a gauntlet, but I think it's something that brings into, if you want to be able to compete, why not want to be competing with the best?
Love that outlook there. Let's talk about the guys to your right and left, Gabe and Carter. Introduce us to them and share with us a little bit about their impact on this program.
Just in a short time, both of these guys have made a great impact on what we're doing. Gabe from being from O'Fallon, and then Carter being from Troy, both guys that are from local areas, and having a little bit of a different impact and different trips to get here to this point, and being transfers in their own different ways to be on campus is something that we really wanted to hit with, of bringing that local aspect to William Woods, and guys we think that are not only going to be great leaders for us, but have a big impact on the field. I think right from day one, both of these guys were guys who took advantage of that, of being a leader and understanding what that looked like, in the classroom, in the weight room, leading our guys from workouts from January till now, staying over the summer and sacrificing their summer to make up for, this is a different situation. We're a little bit behind on some of the things because we didn't get a traditional spring ball. So, they sacrificed their summer to be here and work out with the guys and lead. So I can't speak high enough just about their character, the things that they do on this campus, and the impact they're able to kind of make from a playing standpoint as well.
Yeah. All right, Gabe, coming your direction. Tell us a little bit about your football journey and how you got to William Woods, and then just how you're feeling about being part of the first ever team for William Woods.
Yeah, absolutely. I was born and raised in O'Fallon, Missouri, as Coach said. I attended and played football at St. Dominic High School. After graduating there, I signed with Benedictine College, also in the Heart. I was there for about 2.5 years, 3 seasons with them. Heard from a really good friend of mine who goes here and sits on the football team that William Woods is going to be starting football here. I was kind of intrigued and pretty excited to learn about that. And Coach Osborne at Benedictine helped me get in touch with Coach Mendez, and from there, it just kind of seemed like a really good decision for me to end up coming here. And since I got here, everything has been really awesome. Everybody around campus, all the admin, all the other coaches, sports teams here, they're all really excited about this season, about football to get underway here at the Woods. And, like you said at the beginning of this, it's really exciting, everything that's going on. Everybody on the team is just itching to get in pads. We're ready to go and try and compete and see, how we can do in this conference.
Yeah. And Carter, coming your way, what does this opportunity mean to you? This is very unique for you and your teammates this year to be part of the first ever team. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, for sure. So I think this is really just a blessing, and it's almost like a godsend for not only me, but for everyone else that didn't have this opportunity or have an opportunity at other schools. And having a football team here, many ADs, many people like the higher ups, they said they were really missing something on campus. And I think football is really going to do that for not only the community here, but the program. So
that's got to be cool. Maybe a little added pressure for you guys, but that's very cool. Along those lines, how do you plan to be a leader for this year's team?
I think really just setting the standard. For a first year program, you really got to build a culture and a standard. So the new guys coming in, they know who to follow, they know what to do. Whether that's showing up 15 minutes early to meetings, whether that's just like for working hard, working out in the weight room, following your teammates, stuff like that. So I think that's a big thing, especially with culture too, and building around the community here. We have in Fulton, we have a great community. Not only two schools, but I think we're the better school. But yeah, so I just hope the community is building around our football team like we're going to help them. So
yeah, very cool. And Coach, coming back your direction, again, it's kind of come up a little bit, but for fans, are you feeling like you're going to have to build a new fan base? Do you have community involvement already? Like, talk to us a little bit about that. And then if someone who hasn't been to your stadium, what should we expect come game day?
For sure. I think the cool thing, and also you talked about the little bit of the pressure aspect, is that William Woods has a rich history already that's on this campus from an athletic standpoint as well. I mean, the community backs William Woods so much, and it's the big thing for us is, well, how do we impart ourselves into that history that's already happened, and how maybe are we going to bring a little bit something different on a Saturday afternoon? So I think that's something that's huge. Us being out in the community, talking to community members. We just held a flag football camp about a week ago, and so some of the community members, our guys were helping out with it, and some of the community members came and talked about how excited they were about the fall. And those are the great calls that we receive about, our guys and how the community wants to be able to back us and see what they can do from this standpoint. But for someone that's coming to our campus, I think, it's something that's going to be refreshing and new for the community of Fulton. For William Woods, there's never been a Saturday afternoon football game on this campus. So that's going to bring that excitement. September 14th, our first home game ever, is going to be something that I think we're going to be able to do. And then we're going to have an opportunity to have tailgating, have these things that are going to be able to bring that work. And we want to be able to have some fun. It's, our athletic director, Steve Wilson, talks about it. He wants to be a little mini SEC with a little bit of a party. And some things. We're going to have food trucks available, something different. Our type of concession stands are going to be food trucks. We're going to bring in the community members that have food trucks and make sure that we're supporting our small businesses and try to create and give back to the city of Fulton, as well as give that experience of what we can be putting a great product on the field as well.
Yeah, it sounds like the foundation and the culture is developing and sounds like it's well on their way. That's an awesome approach to everything. Gabe, I'm going to come over to you. Coach talked about home opener in September, but you will play a first game. It's going to be a Thursday night game under the lights at William Penn. Just how much are you looking forward to that experience?
Oh, I mean, ever since we got the schedule released, that's been it's been the circle date on my calendar for sure. Being part of my last program, going up to William Penn, they got a beautiful place up there. I know there's been talk about them wanting to create this like a new rivalry with us going forward. Calling it the Billy Bowl even. So I think that would be something pretty cool to start, and hopefully, you know, we can have this thing going with Penn for a long time, but mainly just focus on this first one right now. And we want to go up there and get them done and, you know, show them what we're about year one.
Heard here first, the Billy Bowl is coming. Carter, coming your direction, what are some personal goals that you have for this season? And then, you know, like realistic team goals as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to be able to compete at a high level, whether that's on practice, on game day, preparation for games, all that. I also want our team to be able to adapt. With a first-year program, we're going to have to adapt to so many things, whether that's a locker room being built, all the equipment being in. It's just a first-year program, so being able to adapt is just really going to help our team grow together, and grow bond. So personal goals, well, team goals, I say, again, compete or go above 500. I mean, we're the underdogs right now, so brand new program. So I just want to go in there and show the whole conference what's up.
Love it. Love it. Coach, you've been around the sport for quite some time. Talk to us about some of the coaches in your life or others who have helped inspire you in your coaching career.
Yeah, I mean, it would be tough if I didn't start with, you know, the head coach that I played for, and then was able to be a grad assistant for, and then come back and be an offensive coordinator for at Ottawa University in Kent Kessinger. The Kessinger name, obviously, in the Midwest is something that's a big deal with his father all those years at Bethany. And so, but Coach Kessinger did so much for me. I mean, he still does so much for me. He's always someone that I can lean back on and call and ask questions of. He always talked about himself reaching out to his dad and ask have you dealt with this or that, or kind of get some insight. And so even when this became an opportunity for me, I called him, because he is one of my biggest mentors. I called him to ask, what do you think? And, you know, and so he kind of laid it out for me, and, you know, I still will shoot him a text every once in a while and just ask a couple questions, and the same thing. Hey, have you dealt with this? And so, you know, he's someone that I think I can always rely on to answer some questions, to give me that kind of realistic look on what it is, and to make sure that I'm always knowing that we're going in the right direction. He's a big one for me. You know, I've worked at different levels, with being at the NJCAA, at the Division II level, you know, even, you know, making a trip and working in West Texas at a 6A high school, you know, and so just seeing those different areas and being able to bounce off of some coaches is something that's great. I think another benefit of being in the heart of America, I'll be honest, is our coaches in the heart, the head coaches, are great tools for, you know, someone like me that's brand new in the conference. We're obviously going to be competitive against each other, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. And at the end of the day, it's about the student experience. And so everybody has that, which has been so awesome to be welcomed into the conference in that manner. I know it might change a little bit in the fall when we're on each other, or away from each other from sidelines, and we want to win and do some things. But I know before and after are always going to be some good talks, and just making sure that we're all taken care of and everybody's in good spirits. So it's definitely been a blessing.
Well, again, it sounds like what you're creating is well on its way to building a successful program. So Coach and Carter and Gabe, wishing you the absolute best in this historic inaugural football program for William Woods. Again, congratulations for embarking on this endeavor, and just wishing you the best of luck this season.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.